More than 7 decades ago, Seymour Schwecke enlisted in the United States Armed Forces. Today he was honored for his efforts.
Very thrilled.
He was one of many given an award by the Consulate General of France to United States veterans who fought alongside France during World War II. Officials pinned a Knight in the National Order of the Legion of Honor to Schwecke at the Biltmore Hotel in Coral Gables in front of a large crowd.
Well, it was a duty to get rid of the Nazis and the terrible treatment of the Jews, etc. And it was delight. I was privileged to fly and try to end it as soon as possible.
He was born in 1923. He enlisted in the U.S. Armed Forces in 1942.
The bombing at Pearl Harbor, and it was it devastated to me to know that we were being attacked and our people were being killed. And I volunteered to go into the Army and Air Force.
The South Florida resident recalled a story while serving in the military.
Well, I was a radio operator and an aerial gunner on the plane. And I used both positions while I was flying. Once we were limping with 2 engines out going to England, and we took all the people and went to the front of the plane except me, the radio operator, and I kept in touch. So in case we were going to go into the English Channel, that the boats would be able to pick us up.
Schwecke has also received other medals like the Good Conduct Medal. But he is grateful for the most recent medal he was given. Although war can be horrifying, there is only one principle all soldiers look for.
Well, we all want the same thing. We want peace on earth, freedom of speech, freedom of everything. And that's the major thing.
Congratulations to this edition's Golden Prize. Golden Fact. Those who have been vaccinated against influenza can still be tested positive for the virus, according to the Center for Disease Control. This year's flu season has had alarming numbers. Officials of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention have called it worse than average and particularly bad for the elderly. Doctors say the elderly population should be cautious.
The recommendation is for flu vaccine for everyone 65 years of age and older. These people tend to be the ones that get hardest hit by the flu and develop complications. And because in that age group they're more likely to have other diseases, they are more likely to end up getting admitted to the hospitals.
The flu season runs till about April, but the virus can affect anyone at any time. Those who are 65 years old and above should get their vaccines.
Get the flu vaccine. They come out usually in about September. The recommendation is to get your shot early in the year, September, October.
The flu can spread before the person feels the effects.
Well, the best prevention, again, is taking the flu vaccine, avoiding people who are ill, washing your hands frequently, not touching your eyes, your nose, or your mouth, particularly after you've had contact with other people until you've washed your hands. If you're going to wash your hands, make sure you wash for at least 30 seconds. Unfortunately, people can spread the virus a day before they become ill, but the Tamiflu medication that helps to tone down the symptoms needs to be taken within the first 2 days of the onset of symptoms.
It's not too late to get the vaccine, so make sure to consult with your physician. Golden Fact. The longest living married couple is in India and have been together for 87 years. Recent reports show men and women in their 50s and 60s are opting out of marriage and venturing into old age on their own. Factors such as longevity, economics, and social mores have all played a role. But if you are coming out of a divorce, don't expect to jump into love so quickly because it is not the best approach.
Hey, I'm going to tell you that you just want to go out and look for friendship. You're not trying to start a romance right away because you're not really ready for it. I mean, you've been out of the dating scene, like you said, 25, 30 years, which it's how much has changed in that time in the dating scene. As you know, social media has completely changed how we date, but also you're kind of out of the routine of what it's like to court someone.
Luden said it's going to take more than just a pickup line.
It's all about friendship. It's all about making those connections with people without it being a cheesy pickup line. Sincerity is what's going to win a woman over. So if you're nice and you say, hey, let's grab a coffee or let's go for a round of golf or something like that, that's going to go a lot further for you than, hey, you look good in that dress.
Unfortunately, some become widowed. Luden said companionship can help you overcome hardships. If you feel nervous when meeting someone, make sure to try different options before dating.
When you have a spouse die, I think there's some expectation when you start dating again that you are going to speak of that person because you do miss them and you are still in mourning, whether it's 6 months or 6 years later. So I think there's an expectation that you will talk about the one that passed. But also, I have talked about this before, it's not necessarily that you're trying to replace them. You're trying to just live your life and move on. They're gone and now you want to find some happiness. So never look to try to replace the spouse that died. You're just looking to have someone to complement your life as it is now.
But do a little soul searching before you try to conquer new love. And what better place than to find love than in Coral Gables? The city has been named one of America's top 10 romantic cities for 2013.
Before you start dating again, I think it's okay to do a self-check in the mirror and go, I need a little makeover. I've been wearing the same sweatpants around for too long. I need a little hair color. I, maybe need to get my teeth, fixed or whatever. That's okay, and everybody should do that because that's part of having self-confidence.
Luden recommends to enjoy the process.
Well, I think you should just have fun with it. It's not about going out and starting a family again or looking to, create something. Those years, now you're in your twilight years and these are the best years where you want to have fun. And so I just think you have fun with it.
Golden fact. According to the American Community Gardening Association, there are about 18,000 community gardens in the United States. Winter is the perfect time for South Florida crops, especially vegetables. Everything from strawberries to broccoli are ready to be enjoyed by our taste buds. Not only is it healthy to work on your garden, but it's great for nutrition. October to April is the perfect time to plant and pick veggies and fruits in South Florida. It can all be done in your own backyard, so next time you need some oregano for your favorite dish, you can grab it from your backyard instead of driving to the grocery store. Horticulturist Cindy David said $75 would be enough to start a 10 by 10 garden. The steps are very easy.
You pick a sunny spot that gives you at least 3 to 4 hours of sun during the day. Morning sun, afternoon sun, it really doesn't matter. If you're going to grow a lot of herbs, morning sun is better. If you're going to grow a lot of vegetables, it doesn't matter as long as it has sun. Preferably all day sun would be nice.
David said spending time on your garden is important. Dedicating 30 minutes a day would refrain you from a headache and will keep your crops healthy. Follow these steps to get started. Clean the area where you are planning to grow your plants.
You're going to put down a little border around that area so what you've cleared, grass, weeds, whatever, won't come back in. And then you're going to lay black plastic or clear plastic on the top of that area. When you lay that plastic down, it's going to smother whatever weeds, seeds, bugs, or anything is in that soil, so you're naturally curing the soil to be able to use it. Leave it 4 to 6 weeks.
David offered some suggestions on what to plant.
Herbs. Rosemary's easy. You can grow it no matter what you do. It's nice to put in your chicken. It's nice to use when you're baking. It's just a lovely herb and it's easy to grow. Parsley is easy. Parsley is a perennial and it lasts a long time and it even grows a little trunk and you can cut it back. You can trim your rosemary back and you can trim your parsley back.
Spray the crops with soapy water so it will protect it from bugs. Growing your garden has benefits. Vegetables and fruits have the most nutrients when hand-picked. Enjoy your garden. Here's a look back at what you missed on this edition's Golden Gables.